So now that we have got the dynamic countdown to work, print on the same line, let's look at three common problems that you might run into. This will cause the printing to go a little bit haywire, so I thought I'll discuss them. First one I'm going to look at is the terminal not being wide enough for the entire line to be printed. You will see that despite the backslash r, you end up going to the next line. Or you might have extra prints in this while loop, which may create a new line. We'll see this. Or you might also see that extra characters appear in the print. For example, away sometimes appearing as away, like with two y's. Let's look at each one of these and see how we can mitigate this. First thing first, let's go to the code. Notice right now everything is working well here. It just counting down quite nicely. But just see what would happen if my terminal was not wide enough, right? And I let's say ran this. Now notice what's happening is that this code is running. It is ending up going to the new line anyway, despite the fact that I've got a backslash r here. Now the reason this is happening is because, as I said, the terminal is not wide enough. What's happening is I'm printing this line and it's ending up on the next line to print the entire statement. I do a carriage return, but it's already on the next line, and that's why you see that the effect of backslash r is not taken. Now, one of the ways obviously to fix this is to make the terminal wide enough for the line that you have. It becomes all right. Also, you can go to the settings here and say, okay, instead of side by side, I will use a stacked layout, because then you get the entire screen to yourself, and it most likely will be wide enough for you to handle this print. Let's stop this. Uh, let's say, so that's problem number one, that screen is not wide enough. Problem number two that I mentioned is that you had some extra prints in there which are causing some problem, and that usually manifests itself. Let's say you say, all right, I'm going to say, print maybe something simple. Let's say, hey, my friend, and and then I just do this, for example. And now when I see this, I have got a backslash r here, but you will see that in fact this will end up printing in not only the next line, in fact, it'll print in some strange way. So let's just run through the program again. Say 1, I say 31. And notice what's happening is, it's kind of printing, hey, my friend, something, something is going on. So what is happening here? Remember, this is simply because these interpreters are like sprites. They're completely obedient. They do not know what you're trying to do. They just do whatever you've told them to do. Let's see what we are telling this interpreter to do here. First of all, the fact that this line is indented, and it should be indented, implies that it's become a part of the while loop. So which means that it's also being repeated along with other statements. Notice now that this particular print has been put without any escape character at the end, without any end, which means that the default end is in fact backslash n or the new line. So what's happening, as we can see here, it prints, hey, my friend. It goes to a new line, which is here. It then prints the statement, which is the birthday statement, the birthday so and so away, but then there's a backslash r. So what happens now is that I go to backslash r, I print the same, my friend. Again, I go to the new line, and this thing repeats over and over again. So I see this weird pattern where, hey, my friend, the something which sentence is incomplete. How do I fix this? Well, one solution is that make sure that this guy has an end that does not take it to a new line. So for example, in this case, you could put an end that is like a comma. It will look nice because now it will be a statement, hey, my friend, your next birthday is so and so away. However, make sure that this entire sentence is, let's say, short enough to appear in the terminal, or in other words, the terminal is wide enough to accommodate the entire sentence. And we can see this now. So if I do this, I'm going to get, let's say I just make it a bit larger here. So I say 1977, I say 1, I say 31. And notice now it looks quite nice. It says, hey, my friend, your next birthday is 61 days, 7 hours, 30 minutes, 35, 34, 33 seconds away, and so on and so forth. Now, the third one that I mentioned is really not a problem. It's just the way this, let's say the way the whole thing works. But anyway, we will fix it also, right? I just want to wait for a while. Notice it's going 19, 18, 17. Everything looks okay. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 11, 10. And now suddenly when it goes to 9, I see there are two Y's in the away. Now, why did this happen? Why did this guy start making a mistake suddenly? And why is it that now again it gets fixed? Well, really, it's down to how does the backslash r work. Remember, backslash r is basically taking the cursor back to the beginning of the line, which means that if, for example, it's writing, for example, now 44 seconds, 43 seconds away, suddenly this number of seconds becomes a single digit, you will find that the sentence length has actually got reduced, it needs, the next time when it prints, it needs to print only until one character less, and hence the previous times printing's y will end up showing. So that's why you see two, a w a y and another y. So that's come from previous, and you can see that it's going to happen again. Now again, you can imagine that once it goes to double digits, this problem gets fixed because the previous sentence is shorter and now it's fine. In fact, you can see it now. Again, it's going to happen 12, 11, 10, 9, and suddenly you have an extra y because this became shorter and hence the sentence had become shorter. How can I fix this? Well, again, just use maybe a few, let's say spaces over here, and I think that should permanently fix this, right? We'll just see this once if I run this program once again. So I say, for example, 1970, say 1988, doesn't matter, 1, and say 31, say 21. Now it says 45, 40, it's going to take a while. So notice now I'm coming, close to the event. 10, 9, it became 8 seconds, it became shorter, but because there were extra spaces, I do not see that problem appearing. So basically what happened is it's not just printing this much. In fact, it's printing a few more spaces. When it goes back, prints again, those spaces are there, but they do not cause a problem. So I hope this clarifies the three mistakes that, I think commonly may occur. Uh, in case you run into any other problem, please leave a comment and we'll see how we can fix that as well. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.